guys, Lori here. I'm here today to do another TBR video for 2019. If you guys watched my goals video for 2019, I talked about trying to stay more up to date on my Owl Crate books, and I fell a little bit behind in 2018, so I have about 6 or 7 books that I just did not read. So I'm hopeful that I can at least catch up on some of these in 2019 and just work on reading the books that I get in my boxes in a more timely fashion. It is sometimes a struggle, but I'm going to try to be better about it. So the first book I'm going to chat about is, I got this from Owl Crate Jr. 2 years ago. It is Wizard of Once by Cressida Cowell. This is also the same author that wrote How to Train Your Dragon. I think that this is just such a fun Halloween-based read. It says Xavier is a wizard boy who has no magic and will do anything to get it. Wish is a warrior girl, but she owns something forbidden, something magical, and she will do anything to conceal it. When stars collide, Zara and Wish must forget the differences if they are going to make it to the hidden dungeon at the warrior front, where something that has been sleeping for hundreds of years is stirring. So that sounds really cool. I know that this is like the perfect... I know Reagan read it right around Halloween, and she loved it. They also have these really pretty illustrations, and I do also have an arc of the second book, which means I really need to get my budding gear. So I might actually save this for October and read it around then, but I might read it faster. It is in my TBR cup for my middle grade, so maybe it will get picked. But I really do hope to read this year so I can read this and then catch up on the sequel. Next book I'm going to chat about in this video is Amber and Dusk by Lyra Selina, and this was from a Scholastic. This is also in our December box, I think. Yeah, it was in our December box. But this is a book about illusions, which I heard seems really interesting. I love books about magic and witchcraft, and I really don't read enough of them, but I collect them, so I really should start reading them. That might be another video that I do for you guys. All the magic and witchcraft books that I do own that just have not gotten read quite yet. But this is about a girl named Sylvia. Oh, sorry guys. It's about a girl named Sylvia who, she is told her gifts to create illusions is really a curse. So she winds up leaving her town to go to the court where she thinks her powers will be seen for good and not evil. But when she is there, she is kind of set up in all these court conspiracies, and she is basically played to, the Empress invites her to be only a part of a cruel wager among her beautiful and powerful courtesans. Sylvia must assume a new name and work to hone her magic. She begins to navigate secretive social circles and join deadly games of intrigue in order to claim her spot at court, and soon it becomes apparent that things are not as they appear. So that sounds really interesting. Now, this book does have a romance, which I'm really intrigued by, but the setting sounds so cool, so hopefully I enjoy it. It sounds really interesting, and this was the December Owl Crate book, so hopefully I get to read it soon. The book I'm going to chat about is Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. I do not know where my cover is. I do have it. I just can't recall where it is. But I was really excited to read this book, and then I read Daughter of a Burning City by Amanda Foody, and I really had a hard time getting into it. It was one of my least favorite reads of the year. But I know that this book is totally different in a totally different genre, and people have liked this book a lot better than Daughter of a Burning City, and this is also the start of like a series. But it basically follows this girl. She's like, you know, a high society girl, you know, well off and such and such and such. But when her mother goes missing, she has to go to the Den of Sins, I think it's called. Is that what it's called? Let me look it up. Yeah, she has to go to the Den of Sins to find out what happened to her mother, and she gets on the lead of someone named Levi Gaser, who is not a nice guy, and he is actually involved in running these street gangs, from what I'm gathering. She has to search for clues, hunting for her mother, and she gets incorporated in all these street gangs. Sounds really cool, and King of Fools comes out in April, which I would love to be caught up on. So hopefully I like this book a little bit better than Daughter of a Burning City, but I will definitely keep you guys updated. Hopefully I get to read it before April. That's at least the plan right now. The next book I'm going to chat about is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ning. I did not actually get that Owl Crate box because I got this from BEA and New York City Comic Con. I have like 2 copies of it, and one of them assigned to me, which I think is... not this one. One of my copies is assigned to me, though. But this is about a society where it rings to me kind of like Wrath in the Dawn or The Selection. Lee's the girl of a paper caste, the lowest and most oppressed class in the city. Even so, rumors of her golden eyes have piqued the king's interest. She is ripped from her home, taken to the opulent but oppressive pounds, her life now beholden to every whim. But Lee's dreaming of escape does the unthinkable. She falls in love. Her forbidden romance enmeshes with an explosive plot that threatens the king's reign will force Leia to decide just how far she's willing to go for her freedom. This also sounds very similar to the caste system that they have in Girl, Grace, and Fury by Tracy Bagnett, which I have on my back shelf. But yeah, I actually read about like 20 pages of this, and this way that the society is breaking down, and there's people that are fully demon, people that are half demon, and then the paper caste, which have no demonic abilities or features. It sounds really cool, and it was like it's a very, very short read, so hopefully I get to read this in early 2019 as well. The last Owl Crate book I'm going to chat about in this video is Shadow of the Fox by Julie Kagawa. This was in the October Owl Crate box along with Pride. But I'm actually really excited about this book. I don't read a lot of anime normally. It's just not my genre, but I know that from several people, this is a great introduction to that genre, even though it's in a book, which I tend to read more than I watch TV anyway. But it has like a quest element. I know it's a diverse read. It's set in Japan, I think, maybe. I'm not quite sure where it's at, but I know that there's like a monk who's going on this adventure. It sounds super cool, so hopefully I like it. And I've read one or two books by Julie Kagawa, but it wasn't anytime recently, and I did like those books, so hopefully I like this book as well. I do have a couple of other books that I just could not find for this video, like Twinkle with Love and Sky in the Deep. And I have a couple from Fairy Loot as well that I just am not including in this video, but those are the books that are high priority on my TBR. Let me know if you still have any outstanding Owl Crate books from 2019 or from 2018 that you hope to read in 2019, or if you have read these books and want to give me your 9 spoiler what's. If you have read these books and want to give me your non-spoiler thoughts, you could go on my blog or comment below on this video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!